Thank you, Mr. Chair. And, before I talk about my amendment, just want to be clear, my amendment is going to focus specifically on veterans serving in the federal government from the harms of this bill, but I oppose the impact of the underlying bill, the impacts that the underlying bill will have on every single employee in the federal government. Today, veterans make up more than 30% of the workforce, according to OPM. That's over 636,000 people who have served their country in uniform and continue to do it as civilians. H.R. 8706 would completely overturn 150 years of precedent for supporting our veterans. The government has a long-standing, careful, considered procedures for orderly reductions in force dating back to 1944 with the enactment of the Veterans Preference Act. These procedures are codified and implemented through OPM regulations, building on a principle established far back as the Civil War that veterans who have sacrificed for this country should be given preference in federal hiring and retention. The law requires that any reduction in force from the government that we retain, quote, equally qualified, end quote, veterans over others. Under this misguided bill, a qualified veteran could immediately be fired for simply working in a diversity, equity, and inclusion office, regardless of their combat service, disability status, or their decades of exemplary performance, or their proven value to the agency. You could just imagine a veteran who served in combat, became disabled, worked 30 years in the federal service, spent the final few weeks, final few months, final few years working in a DEI office. Under this bill, that veteran would be immediately terminated without any opportunity to demonstrate their value to the agency. I urge my colleagues to support this amendment to ensure reductions in force comply with the law, respect veterans' preference, and uphold the principles of good governance.
Gentleman yields back.